square one. I can tell the court
you're asking
that I personally, over the last 30 years.
Yeah, I've been practicing too for 20.
I'm trying to make a record.
You may not. No, you may not, because quite honestly, your connection has always sucked. It's not a good connection. And when I hear you, it's that.
I don't know. After hearing him calm and talking about the tether story, it's probable.
Let's go down to the county attorney's office. I think you'll find a lot of humans down there.
All right.
No disrespect.
Stop driving.
I'm flirting with the judge in front of my dad.
What's going on? Hold on. Let me do this. Let me do it. How's everybody doing? Hold on. Let me start over. What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. Yeah. That intro was necessary because my internet sometimes sucks, right? All you hear is oh. It was perfect. I like that judge. I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but it's good. Anyways, this isn't going to be a normal stream. I've only got about 30 minutes of court clips, but I'm opening the floor. If anybody wants to come up and talk, I'm opening the floor for everybody. We had a really big incident in Judge DiSanto. We got a big in raid already? Big in raid? I just started. Big in. Not even ready for it yet. I'm on video and everything, and Bacon's already raided me. Where was I? Judge DiSanto. Judge DiSanto actually... We might not see her again. We might not see Judge DiSanto again. Okay, I'm going to wait for the Biggin raids to stop. Biggin, thank you so much. I haven't even said hi to anybody yet. Hello, everyone from Biggin. Biggin, you're awesome. Biggin's like the coolest grandpa ever, right? Coolest dad, coolest Santa, coolest older brother, coolest younger brother to some of us. I don't know. Biggin's a really cool dude. All right. Judge DiSanto today. A lot of things happened, and this is why I want to do a AMA stream. Because I don't know what other YouTubers or creators are talking about what happened. And Judge DiSanto was deleted by YouTube. She was deleted. Her channel was removed from YouTube by YouTube. It had nothing to do with her. And I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it with somebody. So you know what I'm going to do? What's what I'm going to do? I'm going to share my... Here we go. Let's do this. There's my StreamYard link. If anyone wants to come up and tell what happened today, come up. I don't have a long stream tonight. I've got Judge DiSanto and I got a Judge DiSanto clip, of course, and then I've got a Judge Perkins clip. But I want to talk about Judge DiSanto, right? She got I don't know what words I'm allowed to say. But there was an uninvited guest who was let into her Zoom room that showed some very unnecessary clips while they were on video, and her channel got deleted from YouTube. Now, her channel's not monetized. It's not monetized, and yet it was taken down. As a judge, that's why I don't think we're ever going to see her again. I don't think she's going to come back. There's no reason for her to come back. But I would love to get anyone's opinion on whatever anyone who has an opinion on what's going on. But so here's the facts. So what I just said. She was mid-docket today, and somebody porn bombed her. Again, those words I probably should have. Yeah, anyways. Someone porn bombed her, and immediately afterwards, YouTube deleted her channel. For anyone that watches court, it happens. It's happened to multiple channels. I've seen it in Judge King's channel. I've seen it in Judge Perkins had it today as well. I feel like it might have been the same person. But people are joining their Zoom calls because their Zoom links are public, and they just show nasty images, and YouTube deleted it. So yeah, if anyone wants to come up and talk to me I don't even know what I'm saying. Talk to me with, you know what? Let's just watch some Judge DiSanto, and then let's get into the facts. But I will post the link again, and if anybody wants to come up and talk, you can. But I just feel like I've got a lot to say. That's why this is an AMA YouTube court stream, live, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to do, you do you. I don't care. You can just hang out if all you want. But I want to talk to some people about, the whole court things. If Biggins here, if this was a Biggin raid, Biggin, come up. Let's talk about this. Otherwise, let's just get into some court clips and let me kind of collect myself. Oh, Biggin, he is here. Let me kind of collect myself. Oh, Biggin,
hey,
he is here.
Hold on just a second. I had everything undone. Hold on just a second.
Oh, Biggin,
Hey,
he is here.
hold on. I got everything in the world going on here. There we go. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. Can everyone else hear
Oh,
me?
shoot. Give me a second. I forgot I turned off my sound. One second. I wasn't thinking.
It's okay. We can just stare at the Bengals logo for a while.
Y'all hear me?
Hey.
There we go. Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
You're good. Yeah. What's up? How are you?
I was undoing everything.
I figured you would be busy this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Making presents and stuff.
Yeah, no joke. Well, I didn't realize what had happened. I heard that there was a video in DiSanto's court where she went off a little bit on a lawyer, but I hadn't heard about someone showing dirty stuff on their channel. That's different. That's weird.
So I've got the video of her going on the lawyer. That's actually the clip that I'm about to play. But no, Judge DiSanto and many other judges have been raided by trolls where they don't have a case. They just look their courts up online and get their Zoom information and log in with just random names. And a lot of judges will just bring them up.
Yeah.
Especially the judges that don't have clerks that will, vet them. And Judge DiSanto's been hit by it a lot, where you'd be watching it, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just get some really disgusting pictures and noises on the screen. It happens. It's happened a lot more than I would like to say. What happened to DiSanto today, and YouTube removed her channel from from the internet. Like they've removed her from YouTube.
That's a big step there. Especially, I'm hoping they'll look back and realize, wait a second, she didn't do this. Someone. But if she's had it happen before, and she's not taking steps to keep it from happening, that might make sense for them to, pull the plug on her. I wonder how they'll handle it, because I think there's a requirement that if they're not doing court in person, that this has to be out there somewhere for everyone to see. So it makes me wonder how the court's going to work. I don't know if she could just start a new channel or what.
She could. She's going to. She started her channel during COVID when every other court did, and she just kept going with it. And I don't really know why courts still do it on YouTube. I love it. You love it because we get to see it, right? There's no expectation of them to do it anymore, though, because the courts are open.
I think the reason they're doing it, they can see the benefit, and it's a lot better for the attorneys to be able to, appear remotely and to be able to, handle the different court issues without having to drive from one court to another. Can you imagine being an attorney in a big state, or a big county, and have to, drive from one county to the next to try to make court? Makes it very challenging. Being able to do it on Zoom, especially some of the minor things that, most of the court we watch is kind of that. It's not the big trials, So I can definitely see the benefit of that. But yeah, YouTube, they don't want that stuff on their platform, and I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. But there's a difference between Zoom court and YouTube court. Courts can still do courts on Zoom and not broadcast it to YouTube. It's not one and the same.
Right.
So they can still do Zoom court, and they don't have to do YouTube.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I think they're required it's required to be open to the public. And
if the courtroom's closed, if for whatever reason the courtroom's closed, yes, it has to be public.
And I'm guessing that's the reason they're doing it.
Yeah. But now that the courtrooms aren't closed, we could walk into Judge DiSanto's court. We could walk into Judge Sitchin's court.
Yeah.
So Zoom and YouTube are not the same thing.
Understood.
You can yeah. Okay.
Right.
But yeah. But how do we? I like watching court. You like watching court. Everyone here likes watching court. Yeah. Why are there people trying to shut down court? I don't understand.
It's just trolls.
I don't get it.
Just trolls. People just they think it's funny. I hope they find out who it was, and if she's able to come back on YouTube, I'd love to see her come back on and bring that person before her, whoever did that, and really light them up.
I hope so too. There was someone on Perkins today. Perkins had a porn bomb today too, and there was somebody in chat that said, "Hey, everyone, get ready for this!" Right before they did it, and then it happened. And then 20 minutes later, it happened to DiSanto. So I'm gonna guess it might have been the same person, or maybe the same group of people that did it.
Yeah.
I
remember.
Go ahead.
I remember when my son, during the COVID, he first started doing the remote school, things like this was happening. People joining in and running their mouth or doing other things that are inappropriate. And they were able to get that under control. I'm hoping that they find some way to do the same with her or all the courts. I guess I thought that you had to have the specific link, Zoom link, in order to join them, and they sent that out with paperwork to the people who needed to join. I don't understand how they're getting the link in order to join. I don't know if they're just randomly jumping through to see what they can find to jump on, but I'd hope that Zoom.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's fine. I'd hope Zoom try to find a way to limit this and get it under control, especially for courts and such.
There's multiple ways of different. Okay, I've got multiple things to say to that. So if you look up a court online, it'll give you the Zoom link.
Okay.
So Judge DiSanto has her Zoom link on her website.
Oh, yeah.
So you can log into her Zoom. It's whether or not, she brings you up or not to see who you are, which is the problem.
Yeah.
There are a lot of courts that are used to this, and they will make you identify yourself before they bring you up and make sure you have a docket
Right.
before they even bring you up on the screen. Judge DiSanto runs a courthouse by herself. She has a clerk and a secretary, but she doesn't have a full staff. She runs that whole courthouse by herself.
Mm-hmm.
So she's used to just bringing people up because you're in court. Why would you?
Yeah.
Who does that in court? She's a judge. She's been doing this for 20 years. Why would anyone do this? And yeah. So she doesn't have the proper people in place to bring people up and to check people in because she runs a courthouse by herself.
Yeah.
So I understand on Judge DiSanto's part for just trying to get to her docket. She has 1,000 cases a day, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you see other courtrooms will say, like I even heard it this morning. Someone said right after Judge DiSanto in Michigan saying, we're not letting anyone come up until they identify themselves.
Yep.
Because we see what people do when they just click on the link and come in.
Yeah.
So it's happened. And the word spreads. So
yeah. Well, I'm hoping they get it under control, and they take the steps to get it under control because this, could be a huge issue for us. That those of us who enjoy watching the courts.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think DeSanto's going to come back though. She has no reason to.
Oh, I hope she does.
I hope she does too, and we all do. But she has no reason to. She has no reason to do the YouTube thing anymore. Unless, I don't know, maybe it's a political thing for her and she's doing it to maybe get, some kind of traction for an election that because she's a judge, right? So she has to be elected.
Yeah. Right.
Besides that, I don't see what the benefit is for her.
Yeah.
Besides, all of us love watching her. We all love watching her.
Yeah. I think it's good. It's like she's a good judge, Manning, all the good judges out there. I think it's awesome that we get to see them, and it's good for everyone to see the way the system works, and that there's good people out there that are trying to make things better for all of us. I think it's great that we get to watch it. Disappointing. Well, hey man, it is time for me to go eat. My stomach's growling.
Yeah, good to your thing.
Thanks for having me over.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for all the raids.
No problem, man. I'm glad we got a good channel for my chat to head to once I'm done. So that's a good thing. Y'all remember to like and subscribe while y'all are over there now. Okay, I'll catch y'all later.
Go enjoy your dinner.
Later, man.
Later. All right. I don't know if you knew who that was. That was Santa Claus. He's really busy this time of year. So it was very nice that he came and joined us. We're gonna watch some court. I got someone else in the background. Let's bring him up for a second. Johnny. You're on screen, man. What's up?
Hello. That's good. So I should be watching the right tab here. How's it going? I thought I'd just come in and say hi because you're a wonderful human being, and I think I just, as well as being a massive attention whore, I love giving the love out. So I just wanted to step in because I don't know how many other people are sitting here hoping to step in. But I did have some thoughts there about the whole court thing. Of course, I'm sitting here on the other side of the Atlantic, where it's really unusual to have sort of the public courts like you've got going over there. And but at the same time, I mean, there are people who I've seen in other courtrooms there, and often they give this excuse of, oh, it's really difficult to get caught. I know that Middleton has offered to some defendants there that they get their bus pass or whatever. So this online court, the Zoom court, is definitely a positive thing. But like you said, Zoom court and YouTube court, two different things. How do you balance that? So yeah. It's the only thought I have. Other than that, I'm just here to give you some love, man, because you're awesome.
Well, I appreciate you jumping up. All right, let's watch some court. Let's watch some Judge DiSanto. Now, yes. All right, so Judge DiSanto had an epic battle against an attorney today. Unfortunately, we don't get the conclusion of this because her channel got taken down. But we just see the start of it, and it looked really good.
Yes, I saw it. I saw it at the time. It was meaty. It was fun.
It was. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to take us off screen, and we're going to watch some court.
Go on. Off you go.
Your Honor, we have this Mishkar Kash.
Yeah.
And this case got moved because of the transcripts. And today I have a 10 to 4:30 bench trial schedule. And I've had this on my calendar for 8:30.
I don't know why it was on your calendar for 8:30 because it was 11:30.
Somehow it got moved to 11:30 for all different dates being adjourned.
All right, real quick. I have not been reading chat at all. Biggin was here, and now Johnny's here. So I have not been reading chat. If you have any questions, this is an AMA stream, so if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm here. Please like and subscribe. Do jumping backflips. I didn't do any of my intro. If you really want me to answer a question and chat might be flying too fast,
do it now.
No, you can send it in my link tree and I'll answer your question. All right, Johnny, does it sound good to you?
Yes, I was just scrolling back through the chat on your behalf there, and Crazy Raps says mentioned that DiSanto was up for re-election in 2024 for whatever that's worth.
All right, so she's up for re-election, which may be why she's so focused on keeping her chat live, which is what I said a couple minutes ago. All right, let's watch. Let's watch this. This was right before her stream got taken down.
It got moved to 11:30 on. I'll tell you when it got moved to 11:30. On December 5th, it was sent that it was moved to 11:30.
Right.
Based upon my docket and the briefs to the 14th. So, and there wasn't anything back from you saying that 11:30 did not work.
Well, I
had 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago.
I had it in my calendar as 8:30. That's why I didn't do anything back. I go by my calendar. That email thread obviously got missed. Did I zoom in? Could we adjourn? I mean,
we can't adjourn. This matter has been adjourned a number of times. I'm not saying it's because of the attorneys. I'm aware as to why it's continuing to be adjourned, but this is back from September, and I didn't even want it to go into December as much as it did, and it did. So, and per the email, that based upon the dockets and the holiday closures, that this was the day it had to be. And we put it for 11:30.
There's no witnesses being called. Our briefs have been submitted in written form. I stand on my brief. Can I zoom in? I'll have the judge.
I believe.
I agree, Lane.
The AG requested to appear by Zoom, and was told, no, let me check that and then I'll be right back.
I can refresh your recollection. My client's out of town, you don't like them, you
No.
wanted to zoom in, that's why you declined Zoom when we had the first.
No, you said I don't like your client, is that what you said?
Well, not, I should say that. I
That's,
should say my client.
I'm not having this conversation anymore, because that's completely inappropriate and a mischaracterization. All right, you may be seated.
All right, already off to a good start, right? When the attorney says to the judge, "You don't like my client. This is why you made him show up in person." Not something you do. Not something you do. Right? Oh, I muted you a minute ago, so you're gonna have to unmute. I can unmute you. I can unmute you.
I was just saying, it's fair you muted me because I did have the rustling of the cookie packet here, or the biscuit packet, depending on which side of the pond you're on. But you don't mess with DiSanto. I mean, she's like all these judges. The reason why we love them is because they are hard but fair. I mean, there are some judges that I disagree with at times. Like some of the stuff that I've heard some judges say I disagree with, but there's not one of them that you can stand there and bullshit to their face. That's the thing. You can't stand there and tell them they said something they didn't say. The reason they're in their position is because they've been doing this job for so long. So they know all the tricks that all the lawyers are going to do, and they'll call them on it. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I just saw this question. It's not under threat. It's not under threat. Just more and more courts are going to stop streaming on YouTube. It's going to happen. It's been happening. Everyone that does a YouTube channel with court, we're living on finite time. So, yeah, that's why I said DiSanto's not coming back. Judge Simpson only streams when he's already accepted a date that he's going to allow it, and then he puts it on YouTube. I don't think DiSanto's coming back. I hope I'm wrong. But I don't think she's coming back. There's no reason for her to, unless she has personal reasons, which is what I said to Biggin. All right, let's finish this clip. So he said, this guy said he had the balls to say to DiSanto, "You don't like my clients, so this is why you're saying this."
Okay, so Mr. Mercier, I'm going to go on the record in the matter of Proceeding Commissioner Amish Parikh, 231925. And counsel, your appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Mercier, P72620, representing Amish Parikh, who is not present here right now. This is.
Okay, and so the court will make a record that Mr. Mercier had asked to approach and address the time that he could be present today for this court to issue its ruling on the preliminary examination that was conducted in October, on 2 different dates in October. This matter was set for the parties to return at the end of November with briefs to be completed on November 15th. There were a couple of adjournments for the transcripts to be completed. I understand it was through no fault of counsel. And the court's going to note that the Attorney General is not present at this time because this matter is scheduled for today at 11:30 a.m. Mr. Mercier asked to, or I presume was telling the court that he was unavailable at 11:30 and he had it in his calendar for 8:30. Is that correct, counsel?
I just was informing the court I would never be so bold to tell the court anything. Thank you, Your Honor.
And the court then, as this was off the record, the court then informed Mr. Mercier that this matter was scheduled for 11:30. And counsel, you indicated that you had it in your calendar for 8:30. And then you requested to appear via Zoom. I stated I was going to step off to confirm whether or not the Attorney General was appearing in person or via Zoom, because there was a request by Mr. Payak to appear via Zoom. However, if that was not acceptable, he was going to have somebody else appearing in his place. He sent the email to the court as well as yourself indicating that a different assistant attorney general would be appearing in his place, which tells me that that person's going to be appearing in person. As the court was leaving the bench to go look at it, Mr. Mercier made the comment that to refresh my recollection, because that I made his client come in person because I don't like him. This court made it very clear that that was not what this court ever stated, and that was a mischaracterization of anything that this court has ever stated. Mr. Mercier, I am unsure as to where you came up with a conclusion, but because this is a criminal matter that involved a lot of documentation because of the charges, this court required your client to be present. It's a criminal matter for an in-person preliminary examination. At no point did this court require your client to appear in person because it did or did not like your client.
Your Honor, I wanted to clarify that, and I attempted to while we were off the record, is that I had previously asked if my client could appear by Zoom because he lives out of state at this point, where he did not previously, and the court informed him that you had previously informed my client that the arraignment, or maybe a hearing I was not at, that all hearings would be in person, and that he had knowledge that all these things would be in person even prior to making that motion to it. I did not mean to say did not like him. Off the record, I didn't say that. I retracted. I hope I have clarified that. But I was trying to reference back to the fact that you said, did somebody make a motion for Zoom? I was going to say, I actually made that motion for Zoom. And it was denied because of the fact that he was already notified that these would all be in person, even though he's out of state. And so that's what I was trying to refresh with. And I'm sorry for that miscommunication. I own my part on that.
Counsel, there's no miscommunication. You clearly stated that you were trying to refresh my recollection, that I made sure your client came in person because I didn't like him. There was never any statement to that effect, nor any communication otherwise, as I stated, and I stated as you just did at the arraignment, that these proceedings would be in person.
And I was not at that hearing. I was at the later hearing where I made the motion. I attempted to clarify. Obviously, I did a poor choice of words earlier, Your Honor. I hope that clarification here on the record allows the court to know I did complete justice court. I understand. I meant I did not mean to upset the court.
I don't even know why that comment would have even come out of your mouth, counsel. Quite frankly, I have no idea why that would have even come out of your mouth. That's not a miscommunication. That's not trying to tell this court what I stated at the arraignment or otherwise.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to clarify, Your Honor.
And
Yeah.
What's up, Mo? Are you Mo in the hole?
Yes, I am. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Well, I could be better, but I'm glad you're on here. And the gentleman down under, thank you for being here. It amazes me how people think. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was about to say I'm less down under and more to the east. I'm more at the other side. I'm the European type of English speaker rather than the Australian type.
Well,
that's all right. I'm big confused Australian before it's not an insult.
I'm sorry. Your accent got me thinking down under, so I apologize. But Colin, what amazes me is America is going to hell in a handbasket. What happened to transparency?
What do you mean?
Well, that's what happened. Whatever happened on Judge DiSanto's trial, that's what happened. It's transparency. She didn't do that.
Yeah, well, okay. I don't agree with you. What happened to Judge DiSanto was she was live on YouTube and someone zoomed into her court. They were put on YouTube and it showed a man visually entertaining himself and moaning and yelling. So it's not the same thing with transparency.
But Colin, I didn't see that. You did. I'm confused. Why?
I think Colin missed it too, but I definitely did see it, and I regret it.
Yeah, I was told about it, and I know exactly what happened because I've seen it multiple times, and when I heard it happened, I knew exactly what happened, and it's happened multiple times. And if I did that, so let's say right now, one of you two just showed a video of any kind of nudity whatsoever, I would get banned instantly.
And I would say that's wrong. I'll tell you why it's wrong.
Well,
okay.
The United States Constitution says freedom of speech, freedom of press. She didn't have control of that.
Right, but the United States. Hold on. I understand what you're saying, but the United States Constitution doesn't cover private businesses in their business. So the YouTube Code of Conduct says you can't do that. YouTube has the right to remove it. It's not illegal. No one's going to be taken to jail over it, but YouTube says you can't do that. And it's happened a dozen times in DiSanto's court. So her channel was removed. Again, it would be the same thing. It would be the same thing if I did it. It'd be the same thing if Law Talk with Mike did it. It'd be the same thing if anyone did it. If you do it so many times, they see it's an accident. But when it happens X amount of times, they will remove your channel from YouTube. So it's, but YouTube doesn't want that on there.
So it's kind of like the frauder knows he shouldn't fraud it, but he does, but it's still aired.
I don't really.
A First Amendment auditor knows what he can and can't do. He does it anyway, and it's still aired over and over and over. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. I don't agree with you, but I understand what you're saying. Yes.
Okay.
You make sense. You make sense. I just don't agree with you.
So in other words, Long Island Audits knows that Poster 7 says what it says, but they go in there anyway and do it over and over and over. We're okay with it.
I'm gonna take this real quick. I don't know who that is, but Poster 7 has to do with the people that audit mailboxes, right? They go into
post offices and stuff. Yeah.
Post office. Thank you. They go into post offices and they Poster 7. That's what that's to do with. I understand that term. But
okay.
But I'm failing to understand your point.
I think the issue is that what fraudsters do, like personally, out in public, they're trespassing, they're harassing, and doing the usual fraudster stuff, right? But what they're broadcasting on YouTube, for the most part, doesn't breach YouTube terms of service. Whereas what happened today, even though it wasn't DiSanto's fault, did breach YouTube's terms of service. And YouTube have every right to remove DiSanto's channel from their private company because the freedom of speech as laid out in the Constitution it protects people from the government restricting their freedom of speech, not private companies. What you do in a private company or in somebody else's home, yeah, you can be told to shut up. You can be removed from a bar for acting inappropriately, and that's not infringing on your freedom of speech. That's removing you from their property, their space, and their domain.
That's exactly what I was saying. Thank you so much for being better at explaining it than I am. But that's what I was trying to say.
Johnny,
I'm sorry.
Johnny May.
Yeah.
You were excellently correct.
Yeah.
But the point I was trying to make is that people are on YouTube all the time doing the simultaneous thing time and time again and still getting away with it, even though it's against the law.
Oh yeah.
Or
yeah. That's
just because
that is a question for you too, definitely.
Colin,
all right.
Colin,
all right, thank you. Thank you for
Colin.
addressing me. This is my channel.
Colin,
Johnny's a cool dude.
Yeah, sorry.
John or Colin, just because it's not worthy to see, the frauders are not worthy to hear. The same difference. Okay, because I didn't see what happened on Judge DiSanto.
That doesn't make any sense.
What?
That literally made no sense because you don't want to see a porn bomb, then frauders, you can't hear what they're having to say.
No,
that doesn't make any sense.
Colin, what I'm trying to tell you is
I'm listening. What you just said made no sense.
What I'm trying to tell you is
I'm trying to like you right now. I've seen your comments in my chat, and I brought you up because I thought you'd be cool to talk to.
Well, what I'm trying to say is the redundancy of over and over and over again. All these frauditors going places they shouldn't be, videotaping people they don't want to be. What's the difference between somebody that doesn't want to be videotaped and put on YouTube for the whole world to see, who never even wanted to, and somebody hacking Judge DiSanto? What's the difference?
All right. So first off, the redundancy of something happening over and over again. That was a great comment you made. People hacking Judge DiSanto's court it's not the same thing. People going into a courtroom when they're not invited and pretending to be somebody else than they are and showing graphic images for the sole reason of getting a channel shut down is not the same as walking down the street recording random people. I'm not a First Amendment honored channel, so you're not asking the right person. Oh, I got more people. Just more people here. You got Nancy. I got Georgia. Oh yeah, we're gonna have some fun now. Sorry, I had to scroll down. I didn't realize other people were here. All right, you guys got it. You guys got to mute it so there's no echo. Don't mute your mic.
Hey,
just
Colin,
mute.
what's up?
Yeah, there we go. I can still hear myself.
Can you hear me?
Somebody still has me going because I
Can you
can hear myself.
Can you answer?
Whoever's on two devices, please mute your second device. Nancy, is that you?
Hello.
Yep. It's Nancy.
Yeah. Nancy, you're on two devices. You need to mute one of them.
Okay, hold on. Am I gonna do this? Hold on. Okay, hold on.
Nancy, she's so fine on two devices. She's so fine.
I can't do this. I gotta go back.
All right, Nancy, just rejoin in a minute. I'm going to kick you because I want to finish this conversation with Mole. Do you have a question for Mole real quick? All right, Nancy, just rejoin in a minute. I'm going to kick you.
All right.
I want to finish this conversation with Mole. Do you have a question for Mole real quick?
No, I want to say hi to him.
Oh, say hi. Say hi, and I'm going to kick you.
Hi, Nancy. Nancy,
Hey,
you're wonderful.
You fixed your audio now. Oh, say hi. Say hi, and I'm going to kick you. Hi, Nancy.
Hey,
Nancy, you're wonderful.
you're amazing. Look how we're doing.
All right, Nancy. I gotta kick you. I gotta kick you, Nancy.
I have no idea what happened.
You're signed in on 2 devices.
All right.
All right. I feel really bad about that, but I had to.
There is something that me and Mo can agree on there. Nancy is wonderful.
Nancy's
I was
awesome.
worried it was me.
Yeah, she was trying to connect. Nancy, please rejoin. Please rejoin when but only rejoin on 1 device. Don't play 2 devices at once. All right, Mo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't even remember where we were now. You're bringing.
Go ahead.
What was your last point? I forgot. You know what? First off, you know what? Sorry, we have a new guest, Georgia Peach. How are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Hello,
Georgia.
I am good today.
I'm glad you're good. Are you feeling better?
I took my grandson shopping today, and it was awesome.
Good.
It was fun.
I'm glad. Good. A lot of Christmas presents?
No. I'm a thrift store. I'm mad about thrift stores, so I hit several thrift stores today.
That sounds like you're the opposite of mad about thrift stores. If you're hitting multiple of them, but you know.
I got this coffee mug for 50 cents.
Sometimes you need a new coffee mug. All right, Mo, I don't remember your last comment. I really don't remember your last comment. But I remember you saying, what's the difference between First Amendment auditors and random people that sign in the courts and, you know, foreign bomb courts? And there's a huge difference between them. That's the last comment I remember you making. And I think I responded to that.
No, what I was saying is, what is the difference? Free speech is free speech. And I said, if somebody bombs her court, that's got nothing to do with her. Whereas the First Amendment auditors go in and portray that they can videotape anything they want. What's the difference between a woman and a child, or a mom and a dad in the courthouse? They're on YouTube because some frauditor put them there, and somebody that bombs her courtroom. What's the difference? Neither one wants to be there. Johnny, you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. I'm not Johnny, but I understand
I hear you.
what you're saying. They don't want to be there. They don't want to be there, but the people that porn bomb the channel were never invited to begin with. That's not the First Amendment, though.
Colin.
Freedom of speech does not allow you to go onto a private site and porn bomb a channel.
Colin,
That is not the First Amendment.
Colin, what I'm trying to say is, I'm in the courthouse, and a First Amendment auditor comes in there and films the courthouse, and views my face and puts it on their channel. Is that any different? Is that any different?
Now, if you would have swapped around how you said that and said, "Do I have if what I do any different than a First Amendment auditor?" and then you argued that point, I would concede and I would argue that point with you.
No.
But no. But you brought up someone porn buying DeSanto's court is the same as a First Amendment auditor. And now you're talking about people that show court channels.
No.
That's what you said. You're bouncing everywhere.
No, Colin, listen to what I'm saying.
I've been listening.
Okay.
That's hard for me to do because I'm deaf.
I'm in a courthouse. I have no business being on YouTube.
Okay.
Somebody videotapes me and puts me on YouTube in that courthouse.
Okay.
Why?
It has nothing to do with your porn bombing point that you made 10 minutes ago.
Johnny,
again.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
What? Why do you keep going to Johnny?
Because
I tell you you're wrong.
What? Listen to what I'm saying, Colin. I'm in a courthouse.
You tell me to listen one more time. I'm gonna kick you out. I understand. You're in a courthouse.
I don't want to be.
Then don't be a part of YouTube. Don't do something wrong. Don't be a part of the.
I want to be in
internet.
the courthouse. I want to be in the courthouse.
You want to be in the courthouse now? Okay.
I want to be in the courthouse, but I do not want to be on YouTube. Do you understand that? I have to be in the courthouse.
Okay, now you have to be in the courthouse. Now you want to be in the courthouse. You have to be in the courthouse.
But I do not have to be on YouTube, do I?
No.
But that's what happened with Judge DeSantis.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. You're comparing apples and oranges. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Yes, the people that we play on the internet, on YouTube, that we watch from court, they will not want to be on YouTube. I get that. If that was your point, I would concede the point, which is what I said a couple minutes ago.
Colin,
this has nothing to do with porn bombing Judge DeSanto, though.
Colin, here's my point. My son's on trial in a courthouse.
Okay.
I go there to see him on trial.
Okay.
I did not go there to see him on trial while me being on YouTube.
I understand that.
So then why can't you understand that Judge DeSantis, her courtroom did not have that? I'm an old guy.
First off, it's Judge DeSanto, not Judge DeSantis.
Okay, thank you. But my point is, we're on here because we choose to be on here. I'm on here because I want to talk to you. John is here because he wants to talk to us.
I understand that too.
Okay. But when those guys go in there, they just put anybody regardless. No consent. I gave you consent. Johnny gave you consent. Georgia Peach, look at her smiling. She gave you consent. The fact of the matter is, people are putting stuff on YouTube all day long without consent. And because somebody did something without consent and the judge didn't know it, she's banned. Does that make sense? The judge didn't know they were going to do that.
You're so all over the place. I got to think about what you just said. Because someone put something on Judge DeSanto's channel without consent, she's banned. That was essentially your point.
Yes.
After walking through multiple examples of why us that put court content up are bad people is essentially what you're saying. You didn't say that.
No.
But we're putting court content up without people's consent. I agree with that.
No, that's not what I said. Colin, what I said was
All right, I can't do this anymore. I can't.
Please, Colin.
I'm trying. I'm really trying hard. But you were so all over the place. And the second I take your 2-minute speech and put it into one sentence, you tell me I'm wrong.
No, I didn't say you were wrong. I said she had no control over what somebody put on there. You have control.
But I don't. If you were to put something on, if you were to cover your screen right now, it would be up there for a half a second before it took you off. It's the same control she has that I have. She took it down 2 seconds after it popped up. But the difference between her and me is she runs a public courtroom where she feeds her Zoom court into her YouTube. So she doesn't have the people to background check who's checking in. So what you're saying has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Nothing to do with what happened. I understand your point. But again, you're comparing apples and oranges. You're not comparing the right things. If you want to argue about people being on YouTube without their consent because they're in court, that's an argument you can make. And again, like I said, I will have to concede to that because I don't ask anybody. There's 6 people on screen right now besides the panel. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't. But none of these. I didn't ask any of these people for their consent to be on screen.
Yes.
At that point, I would concede to you, and you're right. But you're talking about, you keep trying to bring in what happened to Judge DiSanto today to something that doesn't make sense. I will give you about 10 to 15 more seconds to make it make sense, and then I'm going to continue the video. That's all. That's what you got. If you want to ask questions of Johnny or Peach, go ahead, because you've already lost me, man. So you can talk to them. I don't dislike you. I'm just saying what you're saying doesn't make sense. You're not comparing the right things. Your points aren't coherent enough to even come to the right conclusion of making sense. And I generally try to listen to people when they argue with me and try to take their side before I argue with myself. Because that's how I taught to argue with people. If I can't argue your side, then I don't have a right to my opinion. But your side doesn't make sense. So again, you have 15 seconds before I'm going to remove you. If you want to ask Johnny or Peach a question, maybe you can talk to them, but you've lost yourself with me.
Colin, I'm not arguing with you. I'm trying to make sense with you. The fact of the matter is, the judge didn't put it on there. It got on there.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you so much for taking me out of the spotlight. Please take over, Johnny.
I'm gonna maybe I'm trying to read between the lines here. Is your question, why was Judge DiSanto's channel removed when YouTube allows all of these fraudsters to keep their channels going with all their bullshit? Is that essentially what you're trying to say?
Yes, sir.
I really hope it is.
Yes, sir.
How did you get that?
Okay, so that's the question.
No idea how you pulled that out of that.
Just
because that made sense.
What I do? No. Yeah, I really had to read between the lines to get that, but I see what you're trying to say. So you're saying, okay, so the fraudsters get to do their stuff, and yet Judge DiSanto has 2 seconds worth of some guy doing nasty things on camera, and her channel gets dropped. And that's actually not a bad thing. I mean, because I think in the YouTube terms of service and stuff, you're not allowed to promote criminal activity, right? So when we watch these fraudsters, they are essentially promoting criminal activity of harassment, that sort of thing there. So why don't their channels get pulled? So I can see from your point of view, that there's a question to be asked there. Absolutely. But I don't have an answer for that really. That's up to you two, not me, and not anyone else.
All right. We're gonna continue playing court. We've gone on this for about 20 minutes now. We have to continue playing.
Colin.
No. I'm gonna mute you.
I was gonna say thank
I'm not kicking you. I'm not kicking you from the panel. But I'm gonna mute you, and we're gonna finish this Judge DiSanto clip. Before the next clip, I'm gonna give you a minute to take a breath. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna finish this clip, and then we'll reconvene.
To the best of my understanding, the Attorney General is going to be in person. This court scheduled this matter at 11:30 based upon its docket. And so this matter is set for 11:30. I can't hear it before that. I don't have the Attorney General present. And you put it in your calendar for 8:30. I'm not sure why. On December 5th, the email was communicated from Ms. Shelton to both you and Mr. Payak that stated verbatim, after conferring with Judge DiSanto, we have agreed upon Thursday, December 21st, 11:30 a.m. for the exam continuation, with briefs to be due to the court by December 14th. We understand this is a busy time with the holidays and all, but there are literally no other options based upon our dockets and the court's holiday closures. That was the communication on that date. The court received Mr. Payak's brief on December 14th. The court received your brief on December 18th and then another one on December 20th, which was yesterday. And there wasn't any request to have this matter moved up in time, or that there was a conflict on your schedule or otherwise. And that email was sent at 9:12 a.m. on December 5th. Over 2 weeks ago. And so counsel, it's at 11:30. I can't do it before that. I don't have the Assistant Attorney General present.
Your Honor, I am scheduled, and I apologize about the calendar issue. That email, by the way, cited, I did not respond to. If I saw that email and saw the time, I would have identified the conflict previously and would have been in contact with your court. I also would have informed the other court when they scheduled the third day in Chief Judge Latoya Miller's courtroom, and for a third day on an adult juvenile bindover case, today to start at 10 o'clock, I would have said I was not available. But now I'm in a difficult situation here, Your Honor. I was attempting to approach you off the record to bring it to the court's attention that with this case being adjourned so many times, in this case, the other case also being continuing, that I kind of I'm in a pickle here. I'm looking to the courts for some guidance and direction. I did not mean to upset the court. I understand the situation. I'm kind of in. I will
counsel. At some point, you had to have seen the email because you had it on your schedule for today.
I did not process the time, Your Honor.
Counsel, you're telling me two different things.
I will call Chief Judge Miller's when we're off the record, Your Honor, to see if I can move
counsel,
it back, okay?
You're telling me multiple things. One, you're telling me that you had it in your calendar for 8:30. The other, you're telling me that you didn't see the email. And now when I called it to your attention that you must have seen the email because you had it in your schedule for 8:30 today, now you're telling this court that you didn't put together the time difference. I don't know what it is.
In my electronic calendar, Your Honor, I changed the date, not the time of the previous, how I had it in my calendar.
Okay, but you did receive the email.
I did receive the email. I didn't process the time change, Your Honor. I'm not saying different things. I'm saying I look at my electronic calendar on my phone, and I only changed the date, not the time. It's not a date issue, it's a time issue, Your Honor.
I understand that that's what you're saying right now, but you also just a few moments ago stated to this court as an officer of the court that you did not respond to the email because you didn't see it. But you did see it because you changed the date in your calendar.
I didn't see the time in the email, Your Honor. That's it. It's a time issue, Your Honor. I'm always was talking about the time.
And so what is this in which court are you in?
I am in Chief Judge Latoya Cynthia Miller's courtroom. It is a juvenile adult bind over case.
And that's Third Circuit?
It is Third Circuit. It's on its third day, Your Honor. And I actually was hoping that it would have been over previously. It wasn't. The date that was scheduled for yesterday that it may have been over was canceled by Chief Judge Miller. And now and so today is a go.
So is this the first day or the third day?
This will be the third day of this hearing. For today, yesterday, I believe we also had a hearing on the 18th, and we had a hearing even before that. This would be the third day. I was going to ask the court if I could appear by Zoom. I could go to the courtroom there and ask Chief Judge Miller if I could step out into the lobby and appear by Zoom.
And what time is that supposed to start, sir, counsel?
10 o'clock, Your Honor.
Off the record, you told this court you had a bench trial that was scheduled from 10 to 4:30.
That is a bench trial. Miss Miller is the one sitting on the bench, Your Honor. It's in front of her.
What?
Miss Miller, it's not a jury, it's in front of her. It's a bench preliminary exam, Your Honor, in front of Judge Latoya Miller.
Okay, that's not a bench trial, counsel.
Very good, Your Honor. Thank you for that clarification. It's in front of the bench. I was speaking quickly off the record, Your Honor, trying to explain my situation with the time.
Counsel,
what do you want?
You're a seasoned practicing attorney. You know the difference between a preliminary exam, a bench trial, and you told this court off the record you had a bench trial scheduled. There is a difference between a bench trial and a preliminary exam.
I feel we're splitting hairs, Your Honor.
We're not splitting hairs. I want to make sure that I am not being misled. That is what I want to make sure of, counsel. Because at this point, I have some concerns. So we're going to go off the record for a moment.
You're not being misled, Your Honor.
We're going off the record.
All right, that might be it. Yep. We didn't get the rest of the hearing because that's when her case was removed. All right, Mo. Your last points. I got somebody else. I got a VIP sitting in the background that I want to bring up. So if you have any last questions or you want to have any last points, this is your time.
And it's very.
You got to start over. You were muted.
Colin, just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. You're pointing out stuff that people don't want to hear. Just keep doing it, and I'll keep watching.
I don't dislike you. I don't agree with your points, and that's fair, right? Like, this is
what
your point about the First Amendment is we have the right of our opinions, right? So I agree with your points. I just think you're pointing them in the wrong direction. For the questions that I was asking, you were pointing them in the wrong direction.
What? Okay, just real quick, because I know you want to let me go. Just ask me one question, and I'll give you a point blank answer.
You're asking me to ask you a question? You're up here to ask me questions. I have to ask you a question. All right.
My point.
You want me to? So I get one question. I get one question, and then you'll leave. Is that what you're saying?
Sir, it's your forum. You can ask me anything you want. I will try to answer it the best I can.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
As much as.
There's the right answer. There's the right answer. Hold on.
As much as he could. The point of the matter is, Colin, we're trying to get to justice.
We are.
And the fact of the matter is, people are on YouTube all the time making nonsense, and they don't get cut off. But because somebody hacked the judge, she's getting cut off. Doesn't make any sense.
That's YouTube rules. We're gonna go. I don't want to keep arguing the same thing about a private company kicking somebody off. YouTube is a private company, so they can kick people off if they want to. The same reason I'm demonetized. I'm demonetized by YouTube because it's a private company and I broke their rules. Whether or not I agree with it or not, whether or not you agree with it or not, I still was demonetized. I broke their rules. I broke a gray rule. I broke a gray and shady rule. Judge DiSanto's YouTube channel broke a rule. She was showing nudity. Whether or not it was on purpose or not, it still was on her channel. She got removed from YouTube because of that. There's no black and white there. It happened multiple times. I don't disagree with YouTube for removing her channel. I wish they didn't, but I don't disagree with them. It's a bot. It's AI. It wasn't YouTube that made this decision manually. A bot did this because AI can decipher what a penis looks like.
Well, I guess we'll have to agree to disagree because freedom of speech is freedom of speech.
It is, but freedom of speech doesn't exist on YouTube. It's not the same. It's not the same thing. But we're gonna agree with that. If you want to hang out backstage, that's fine. But I'll bring you.
I'll hang out, but I want to hear what Johnny has to say from over in Europe, and I'm waiting for Georgia Peach to say something.
Well, Peach might say something, but
I'll just hang out.
All right, yeah, I'm not kicking you out. I'm not kicking you out. But
Georgia Peach say something. Yes, let Georgia Peach say something.
Does Peach want to say something before I bring? Because we got Peach backstage, and I want to bring Peach up.
I mean, I don't know what to say after all of that.
Mull, I don't disagree with you. I just think you're aiming your ideas in the wrong direction, is what I'm saying. I even gave you hints of where your ideas would have made more sense. But to Judge DiSanto's channel, it didn't make sense. But I'm going to remove you. I'm just going to put you backstage, and I'm going to bring up Peeps because Peeps is awesome, and I want to talk to her.
I'm awesome, too.
No, you are awesome. No, I'm not. No, that was bad. That was bad. No, you are. And I appreciate you. I appreciate
yes, you are.
I'll go backstage.
Yes, thank you. But yeah, there was no disrespect to you. I appreciated the conversation. I actually really did. That was one of the more insightful conversations I've had since I started my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it.
Colin, I served 20 years in the United States Army. I retired as a sergeant first class.
Stop. Before you go any further, thank you for your service. Okay, now you can keep going.
I had a son that just retired, 21 years as a Marine.
That's awesome.
So let me tell you this. I want you to do whatever you got to do. Period. I'm done.
I respect you. I really do. I appreciate you coming up, and I appreciate the conversation. This is not the last time we're going to have this conversation because I like talking to you.
I'll be on
But the
again.
thing. All right, good. I guess.
Colin, I'll just stay backstage. Go.
All right,
I want to hear Johnny. I want to hear Johnny May. I want to hear Georgia Pete. Let's go.
Johnny Johnny May never stops talking. The only reason he hasn't talked is because we haven't stopped talking.
I'll mute myself. Someone else speak.
Colin.
Peeps.
Hey, Colin, how you doing? Johnny. Peach. Hey. Hi, Mo. I want to explain something to you. How you be?
Wait a minute.
Can
I gotta
explain something to Mo?
All right. Real quick. I gotta get something out of the way. All right. How to get that second? Bad Scooter. Thank you so much for the donation. I hope you and your family have a great holiday as well. And then Louise, I don't know your YouTube name, but thank you so much. You didn't ask a question, so I don't have anything to answer, but I hope you and your family have a great Christmas as well. All right. Peeps!
Yes, that's me. Colin! I'm blessed and highly favoring yourself. But I gotta explain something to Mo.
What?
I gotta explain something to Mo.
You gotta explain something to Mo. All right. You want me to bring him back up? You know what? I'm gonna bring Mo back up. Johnny, sorry. Peach is better looking.
No.
So,
I love Johnny Jackson.
No,
Let him stay.
I'm removing. No, he's still here. He can still hear.
Okay. Hey, Mo.
Mo can still hear. All right. Sorry. Johnny can still hear. He's just back.
You need to know that YouTube is a privately owned company. So even though what happened was unfortunate, they are well within their rights to remove something that they deem is against their policy. Okay, the First Amendment auditors, they do stuff to get clicks and likes, and if people stop supporting their channel, then they would go away anyway. But yeah, you have to report that every time you see them do it, so that way YouTube is aware, and they can put in the algorithm, so that way they get zapped. So a privately owned company is not bound by the First Amendment. That's government. The First Amendment can only, as an American citizen, I have certain rights, but I can't go into somebody's private house and say, I'm here, you can't stop me, because, first of all, laws. But yeah, it's simply not done. You cannot decide somebody can't do something or that they can do something if it's a privately owned company. I have a company. Somebody can't come in my house and say, you're going to do this my way, I'm going to do that your way. It's my place, so it's my rules. That's, how that works. So you get it? You understand?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then. Have a great day. Hey, Johnny, how you doing?
Pila? Is it Pila?
Pila. As in peoples. Lakea, 7th month.
Okay,
Pila.
Simple question.
What's the question?
You're in public with your kids.
Yeah.
Videotape you. Can they film it, put that on YouTube?
Well, it's unfortunate, but yeah, they can, because there's no expectation of privacy in public.
What if you're in a...
I don't have to like it, but, and then if I see it on YouTube, I can call YouTube and say, hey, that's my image, take it down. But once it's up there, I have no control over that.
So then you agree with me? You agree with me?
No, not necessarily. That's not a First Amendment thing. That's a privately owned company thing.
No,
there's a difference.
First Amendment thing.
I mean, I have a YouTube channel. I'm on there sneezing, making soap, playing in my hair and all kinds of stuff. But if I do something that I deem is embarrassing, I can remove that. If someone films me and put me on YouTube and I don't like it, I still have rights. I can call YouTube. There's actually a little drop down box. You could click it and say, "That's me. I don't approve," and they will pull it. It's
What are
a
you gonna
public,
do that?
you know,
Why?
there's a difference between
Why?
public and private
Why do you have to do that?
because I have rights.
Okay, so
But
you're in
it's a privately owned company, so they have their own rules.
Colin. Feely is in the post office mailing something, right?
You gotta get closer.
Actually, it's
you
illegal
gotta get closer to the
to
mic.
photograph in the post. Oh, Colin, I can explain Poster 7 to you
Yeah.
if you want.
Go.
Poster 7 says that you are prohibited.
Okay, I don't want. I don't want to go through Poster 7. I do.
Okay.
I would love for you to explain Poster 7 to me, but not right now. I'm gonna let Mo ask me this last question, and then we're gonna play this last case. So
Okay.
Mo, you got one question left.
Question is,
hold on, Peeps. Peeps,
Yes.
is your TV playing? Because I hear something really loud in the background.
Oh, I can fix that. Be right back. TV has a mute button. How's that?
Oh, that is so much better. So much better. All right, Mo, you got one question. I'm going to play this last case. I have a 25-minute court video. This has been going on for an hour and 20 minutes.
Colin, I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Well, it kind of is.
Really?
But I appreciate the conversation. All right, what's your question?
I'm not gonna touch that one.
Miss P, my question is
Yes.
this. Miss P, my question is this. You're in a post office. Somebody videotaped you in the post office. Can they put it on YouTube?
Actually, in the post office, that's illegal. You can't record or videotape in the post office. They try to use Poster 7 as an excuse, but unless they're getting permission from the Postmaster General, they can't do it.
All right, Peeps. If that's the question,
Colin, love you, baby.
Mo, I asked if you had a question. You asked about a post office. I just want to play the last clip.
All right.
Yeah, let's watch. Let's watch.
I just want to go to bed. Like, this was a fun conversation, but it's gone completely out of hand. You're talking about post offices now. You're talking about First Amendment rights that had nothing to do with what I was asking. So now we're talking about post offices.
Right.
Again, has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
All right. Ask the question, I'll answer it.
I already answered the question.
I'm not doing that again. I'm not playing that your game where I ask you a question and answer again. I'm not playing that game again. So I'm gonna take
Let's watch the video. Let's watch the video.
I am taking everyone out. We're gonna play this last clip. It's Judge Perkins.
Johnny man, love you.
Ooh, I like Perkins.
Judge Perkins. We're gonna go to Judge Perkins. We have a defendant that has a little bit of attitude, has no idea what's going on. I actually kind of believe his story.
Yeah.
Colin,
but he needs help. Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Colin.
Love you. Thank you for coming on.
Hey Mo, thank you for your service.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for your service. That's awesome.
No,
and thank you for your
it's not a
son's service as well.
My job. That's what I do.
Yeah, but it's worth noting. So thank you for your service and thank you for your son's service. You raised a great son. That's great. That's awesome.
All
right. Yes. And buy some soap, folks.
All right. Now let's
sorry, shameless plug.
So we can go to bed. I answered all the super chats. All right. Let's go.
On the iPhone,
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to interrupt you, but this is Dariana Gully Jackson.
Jackson.
Ooh.
His Dariana.
Action Jackson.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was asking, did like I miss my name being called or anything? Was just trying to make sure because my phone had died and I still haven't been called yet.
A lot of people have. Gully. What's your last name? Oh, Goodwin Jackson.
No, his Gully Jackson.
Gully Jackson. Okay, I see. No, not yet, Miss Jackson.
Okay.
All right. Tony Davis. Who was that on Tony Davis's device? As a gentleman, I remember his face. All right, let's move down to Samsung. That he spoke. You're on 3 times here.
I'm not sure how that happened. I tried.
Peeps, can you link your sub channel? And no, I never mind. Peeps has a wrench, so she could share her sub channel. That's why she has a wrench, actually.
Log. I guess I logged in and then went out and went back in and tried to unmute it.
Let's see. Are you still there?
Yes.
All right, let me put the other one out too. What's your name, sir?
Jonah Lee Edward Green.
Edward Green.
Correct.
Is Montclair Chair Green here? Is Goodwin Jackson here? Is Lee here? Terrell Lee. All right. Give me the name again, please.
Jonah Lee Edward Green.
That's a young man Green there. It's a handsome man, right?
845 and get paid.
Yes, 845.
Jonah J. Green.
I had no idea that was you that was talking, and I was really confused for a second.
I guess because I had a date on the 1st, they sent it to my previous address and it got rerouted and it was scheduled for the 21st today. And I seen that through the mail. I never got any notice or anything. Once I looked at the mail to my old home, I seen the date that I missed on the 1st and another one for the 21st.
Mr. Green, you've been missing court dates for the longest.
I'm not even sure how I have a charge.
You're Jonah Lee Edward.
Correct.
City of Detroit versus Jonah Lee Edward Green, case number SP 105-78791, SP 115-68271, SP 1169121, counts 1 and counts 2, SP 1194914, counts 1, 2, and 3, SP 1244923, counts 1 and counts 2. SP 1244928, counts 1, 2, and 3. SP 13222.
I'm sorry, are those all my counts?
Still going. SP 1322.
Calm down, Brev. No idea why he decides to interrupt the judge halfway through him reading off the counts. You don't do that. Peeps knows that. Johnny knows that. Let him finish, and then you can talk, right? Right? We're not wrong. Doesn't look good. Yeah, you have 13 tickets. Yeah, stop interrupting. I wasn't talking to you, Johnny. I was talking to the guy that you said was a good-looking guy.
Yeah, but don't interrupt the don't interrupt the man in charge.
Hold on a second, sir.
Hold on a second, sir. What were you saying? Johnny, we lost peeps. We lost peeps. What were you saying, Johnny?
Yeah. I said, don't interrupt the man in charge, whether it's the judge or whether it's Colin himself.
That's a good point. That's a good point. It's a really good point.
Oh,
SP 13239921, SP 1411742, counts 1, 2, and 3. SP 8242231, SP 984960, counts 1, 2, and 3. Z8 090901, State of Michigan versus Juna Lee Edward Green, case number SX 2399136, counts 1 and counts 2. Appearance for the record, please.
yes, I'm here. It's Jonah Lee Edward Green.
Elwood Berry Jr. on behalf of the defendant, Your Honor. For purposes of arraignment, my client would stand mute.
It's clearly something going on here. Because he doesn't even realize why he's here.
From what I heard, Officer Poole, not Officer Santiago, had her lights on. I was going in my home, and she came.
All right, so now I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear anymore, sir. Because that's for another date. This is not the time for that. But he just indicated that he didn't have a clue why he was here.
Yes, sir. Didn't even know I had a court date.
So you didn't know that you have all of these tickets in your name. Never knew that.
No, I received court dates for the previous tickets. I'm just talking about.
I don't want to hear it, Mr.
Once you
Green.
moved, sir, my home was on fire. My home, I just got into this home. On the date of the offense, it's my 9th day in this home. I was homeless for 5 months.
What's your new address?
It is 14256 Ohio Street, where I was arrested for no reason.
14256. 256. The zip code
48238.
Arrested for no reason. $500 personal bond. Gonna be testing once a week.
For what?
Alcohol.
They can't charge me with that. They trying to say I was out with open intox. I was never even out with open intox. The only reason I even got to that level is because I was in my home.
I'm gonna ask you to stop.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put you in the breakout room with Mr. Berry. You have a discussion with him. We'll talk about the bond conditions when he gets out.
Bond, okay.
Join the room, please. With Mr. Green, Mr. Berry.
All right, we fast forwarded a little bit. We still have like 15 minutes left. This is the longest short stream ever.
Yeah, got it.
Johnny.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think. I'm sorry. Well, I promise this one will be quick. I think of all the amendments in the Constitution, I think the most overlooked one seems to be the 5th.
I would say it's the 3rd one. I would say the 3rd Amendment is the most overlooked. I see your 5th and raise you to 3rd. Do you know what the 3rd Amendment is,
bro? No, I don't. You're gonna have to tell me. You're gonna have to teach me. my gap of ignorance. Where's the 3rd?
Nobody knows what the 3rd Amendment is. Very few people know what the 3rd Amendment is.
Okay, so it's not just me as an idiot European man.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you Google it because people are about to start looking it up, and I'm about to start seeing it. It's the least known amendment, and because we haven't been at war in forever, right? The 3rd Amendment is the right for. I don't remember the actual verbiage of it, but it's
no soldier shall.
It's the.
But no, I got it.
Essentially, the soldiers have the right to over your house to sleep in. I don't remember the word. Like, someone.
Yeah.
someone
No
please in
such
chat.
shall.
Verbiages. It's like
I'll read it in the original English.
Shall
No
not be
soldier
enforced-
shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law.
There we go. That's the most overlooked amendment.
Yeah.
So don't give me the
Absolutely, I
fifth,
never
don't give
even
me
thought
the
of that
Fifth Amendment. The Third Amendment is the
I'm just
one
saying,
that no
with
one knows.
the amount of these defendants who should shut their mouths in court, it's like they've never heard of the Fifth.
What's the Fifth? I don't know what that is. I speak whenever I want to speak. I don't know
the
what
right
that
to
means.
remain silent.
The right to remain.
Well, that's the first, isn't it? But
what? It's like you have the freedom to say whatever you want in the First Amendment, and then they wait 5 amendments to tell you you have the right to not say a word.
you can also shut the hell up. Yeah, so the number of defendants I despair, like the number of defendants who should just close their mouths and not say anymore. But speaking of which, we got a bunch of video to watch, haven't we?
We do. But peeps, I'm trying to unmute you. I can't unmute you. I can see your mouth talking, but I can't unmute you.
How's that?
There you go.
There we go. There we go. I was trying to
I
unmute
had
you
the
because I
button
can see
pressed.
you talking.
But I was just gonna say you have the right to remain silent. That's the Fifth Amendment, but a lot of people don't have the ability to do so,
Yeah.
or the thought of knowing when to shut up.
You have the right to remain silent, but you don't have the ability.
Uh-huh. And it's also the right not to incriminate yourself. Yeah.
But
That's how
might not be able to not incriminate yourself. Yeah, Your Honor, Your Honor, I want to get out on bond. I know I made a mistake. I went to her house. I wasn't supposed to. I called her. I texted her. I have a PPO against me. But it was a one-night thing. I didn't do it on purpose. I was drunk. I was high. I'm not supposed to be drinking or smoking. But I did all this things.
Or my favorite.
Okay
I'm
now.
not gonna do it again, except for when they do it again, and then again.
The reason why they tell you to stop talking, like you just admitted to like 16 violations in one sentence. All right, let's with all okay. I love both of you, but I am gonna kick both of you out here, and I'm gonna play
Colin, bye.
Play the rest of this.
Okay.
I need to get through this, and I need to go to sleep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'll leave you to it.
No, but hey, before you guys leave, thank
see
you
you in
so
the
much.
side chat.
Thank you. Yeah. I'll jump in Discord. I'll jump in Discord after this, and we'll talk in the lounge. But I really want to get through this video. I've never had a 30-minute video go 2 hours before, and that's what we're aiming for now.
Look forward to it.
All right. Let's play it out.
Are you leave or you get kicked out?
What's going on with Mr. Green?
Oh, you know what? You want me to kick you out? I'll kick you out. I'll remove you. I will physically remove you. Bye. Bye. That was fun. All right. I'm going to let this play out. I've been talking way too long. I will be... Johnny's trying to come back. I will be in the lounge of my Discord after this, and we can talk. Anyone that wants to talk, I'll be there for 20 to 30 minutes. I'm going to let this play out. I have not been reading the chat tonight. I'm not used to having guests on panels, so I'm going to put my hand down. Put your goddamn hand down. I'm not used to having guests on panels, so I was focusing on them. So, yeah. Yes, this is an AM. You know what? Fine. I will. If you guys have any questions now that I've got all the guests removed, I will answer questions.
We seek a trial date, Your Honor. Mr. Green will hire his own counsel.
All right, that's what you want to do, sir?
Yes, sir. I already have them investigating the matter.
All right, so let's do let's talk about the bond conditions. I need a good phone number from you, sir.
248.
Week. I have no leaving the state without the court's permission, and no drinking during the pendency of this case. Today is is court on next week for probation and stuff?
No, we don't reach up on the only reason here.
Let's get probation in here now.
We only here on the 27th and 28th, and I don't know if they're
Let's get them in here now.
What's the defendant's name, John?
Juna Lee Edward Green.
Juna Lee Edward.
What is the probation for?
So that they can so they can assist in you testing and make sure that you're testing or at least give you the information.
Because I'm not an alcoholic. They caught me with my beverages cleaning out my RV.
Listen, sir, listen. I didn't say you were an alcoholic. It's a procedure, right? When I see this charge,
That's easy. I would buy Heather a $999 pair of shoes, probably Louis Vuittons. You know, you get the little red bottoms on, nice little black pumps, nothing too fancy, but black pumps with the red bottoms make her feel special. That's what I would do. That's what I would do with $1,000 on shoes only. It's easy. It's an easy answer. I've already got all the pairs of shoes I need, so hopefully that answered that one.
everybody's got to go through the same procedure. I didn't say that you were guilty or anything.
Yes, sir. But do the arresting officer have to go through this?
But to go through drinking, they didn't charge. They didn't say he was drinking and driving.
So how am I being charged? Because I was in my home when they put me in the standoff. The only reason I even drunk my liquor is because they had the standoff outside my home. So how can they carry me outside my home and charge me with being too drunk when I could just be in my home sleep?
That's why
and
you
this
sent
all
the matter
stems from a
to trial.
complaint.
All right, see, you're talking too much. All right. Lucas, let's pass that. Let's pass green matter until we get probation in here.
Your Honor, I need a little assistance to get to my defense attorney. I was calling because tomorrow is not a good day for me to go to week treatment, and I have to catch the bus. And I don't even know how to get around on the west side yet, let alone how to get there. So I'm going to try to figure this out. But this date is not good due to my twin doctor's appointment tomorrow, and I have to get them to the east side. And I don't even know where to start.
Let's go back on the record with Mr. Green. Ms. O'Driscoll, go ahead and put your appearance on the record, please.
Jennifer O'Driscoll on behalf of the probation department.
Okay.
I did speak with the defendant regarding the testing at ATS. I did tell him that he would need to report tomorrow, which is December 22nd, 2023. He could report in the evening at from 7 to 8 o'clock to do his enrollment and begin his testing.
My thing is, I don't know my way around.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute, please. And Mr. Green, that's the last time I'm gonna have you interrupt and over talk. When I ask you to speak, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to speak and I'm gonna listen to you. But everybody's gonna be orderly in here. All right? Now let me ask you this, Ms. O'Driscoll, Officer O'Driscoll, is that 7 to 8 p.m. he can check in from 7 to 8 p.m. on that day, or it just opens? It's open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Well, let me get an understanding.
They are open in the morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. But I understand that the defendant needs to take his children to the doctors in the morning. But then they close during the daytime and they reopen back up again from 7 p.m. they're open till 8:30.
Do not tell Noah no that, Pseudo. No does not like bus passes. He will argue with you. Probably shouldn't have said that out loud. I don't care.
PM, but he would need to be there by 8:00 p.m. in order to complete the intake process.
Okay, Mr. Green, go ahead.
On Ohio Street, no Wyoming bus run. I don't know my way to even get around left and right because I just moved to the west side. So I wouldn't even know how to begin to start, let alone at night in a dangerous neighborhood, trying to find my way somewhere. I'm completely threw up by the charges. I'm distraught, and this is not helping me with justice at all. These charges are all fabricated.
Okay, Mr. Green.
That's why we know I can talk about him. If he was online right now, I wouldn't talk about him. But he's not online. And just for everyone who's watching, Noah is a really good friend of ours. So, yeah, we can talk about him behind his back because he's going to laugh at this. Maybe. But we're not going to stop poking fun at him.
Let me say this. Have you lived in the city of Detroit all your life?
Correct. Never on the west side.
I didn't ask you that. You lived in the city of Detroit all your life.
Correct.
And you're going to sit and tell the court that you don't know how to get anywhere on the west side?
I got out of jail. I had to ask somebody to actually drop me off because I didn't know where I was.
Let me just get this correct. Let me turn your camera on, please. Because I want to see you. Take your hat off, please. I want to see it in the. You're stop moving, please.
I do feel like I have to say that this happened over about a 2-hour period. He was on and off the record with this guy, so the fade in and fade outs were the time frames of differences. I probably should have said that, but it didn't all happen all at once. This was over a big window of time. All right. You know what? There's 5 minutes left of this video. I am peacing out. I'm going to leave. I'm going to let this play out. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Rachel, Detective Rachel, it's so good to see you. It's always so good to see you. Everyone else that showed up, thank you so much. Pseudo, Glitter, CYP, everyone on panel. We had Peach up here. We had Peeps up here. We had some weird dude named Mole up here. And then we had, some British guy up here that's also super cool. Thank you, everybody, for coming to hang out. I appreciate everything. Biggin, thank you for the raid. All right. I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to call it a night on YouTube. I'm going to let this play out. I am going to jump over to Discord. The second this video ends, I'll be in my Discord chat. If you guys want to come hang out and talk about just random stuff, I will be in my Discord. John J. Hart, I see you're in the chat. Can you please drop my Discord link for the people that don't have my Discord link? You can jump in and we hang out. We're going to hang out there for a little bit afterwards. But I am out. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I appreciate every one of you. If you haven't liked already, please do so. But until next time, bye.
Please. You're telling me, how old are you?
36.
You're 36 years old. You're born and raised in the city of Detroit. And you're telling the court that you don't know how to get around on the west side.
Correct. Never did have to live over here. I was born on the east side all my life, and I stayed out of state a few years prior in my life. I never really liked Detroit as long as lived here. This was just where I was forced to be.
I'm not buying that.
Well, I have addresses in Cadillac, Michigan. I have addresses in Louisiana. I wish
you would stand still.
It's hard when you're stressed out. I mean, I'm used to having charges that actually apply to me. This is unjust.
That's why we're giving you your opportunity to be heard. That's why we're giving you opportunity to be heard. You're going to very well be able to make that defense. Now, you mentioned that you're going to hire a lawyer. Do you already have a lawyer?
Yes, Sean McCartney, he's going to get all of this stuff and go at them too for police brutality because my spine is injured.
You need to get on Sean McCartney on the line now because I need to have testing this week. And I'm not buying the fact that you can't get there by 8 o'clock tomorrow.
How can you not? And I don't know where I'm going, sir. I mean, I could call them on my phone.
Yes, sir. You can figure it out.
How can I call him and get him in touch with you?
You're 36 years old. You're a grown man. You've been living
with the injured spine on disability. My spine is injured. I can barely move.
You're moving around pretty good on the camera.
Because my back is hurting. I can't sit down and stand up due to my injury too long. My spine is ruptured in 3 places, which your cops actually helped do.
Not my cops. Not my cops. So listen, I want you testing tomorrow and you're gonna have to figure it out. You can get all the way to Cadillac, Michigan. You can get all the way where else did you stay out of state? Where else did you stay out of state?
That took money, time, and transferred, and they actually paid for me to come out there. I'm on disability.
I'm saying
I don't
you got
make
out there.
all that stuff. So you expect me to walk tomorrow because I don't have no money.
No,
I don't have a dollar to my name.
Can you get down to the courthouse today and test in the courthouse? Or are you gonna tell me you can't?
I'm on the west side on Ohio.
I'm done. The trial date is you make your own decisions and you do what you do. I'm gonna do my job. The trial date is April the 29th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Tomorrow, you need to have the testing done by 8. Ms. O'Driscoll said you need to get to the testing spot by 8 o'clock p.m. so you can make sure you get the intake done. And I want to see a test from tomorrow and then every week after that, okay?
And once they're all clean, do I get just cause? Because this is all.
If they're all clean,
I don't drink.
If they're all clean, then when you come back, you get your lawyer, you can come back in here and he can bring you back before the court. And I will definitely consider, if you got all clean tests, I will definitely consider maybe either reducing the time of testing or not having you test altogether. Definitely.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor, because I just have to beat you guys. That's the only way. It's me against the world.
Don't put me in it. Because I didn't give you the ticket, and I'm just here doing what I do in my job. All right.
Understandable.
Have a safe, happy holiday season, sir. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let's go.